Hi Steve, how you doing mate? You alright? Right, exciting news. We are pretty much ready to go. We are ready to go basically. I'm going to show you now in this video. I'm going to go through a few things with you. Let you know exactly what you need to do. I'm going to open your store now and then basically starting sort of right now. You can crack on, mate, with the collab outreach. Now I'm going to show you exactly everything that you need to do now, mate. Okay, right, to start moving this forward. So hopefully you can see my screen here. Otherwise I'll have to record this again. Hopefully not. Yeah, so if I pull up your store, first thing I'm going to do, right, okay, so it's 20 to 5. We're just going to open it up early. I'm going to unlock your store now, okay? Make that available to customers. It's got password protection on it. Let's take the password protection off. Let's hit save. And then let's basically go to your store. Okay, looking pretty good. And what I'm also going to do is, while I'm on here, I'm just going to pull up your store in a private browser tab on my mobile phone, just to make sure that it is actually open. And it is indeed. Awesome, mate. Right, brilliant, cool. That is looking pretty good. Right, I hope you like it, mate. I think it's looking pretty cool, in fairness. It's a lot different to the last one I launched. Anyway, right, let me just show you now. I'm going to go back into your admin. So store's open now, mate. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you where you need to send people to apply for your program. Now, you said that you've basically already got about 14, 15 individuals already sort of pre-interested, which is brilliant, to be honest. You're the first guy I've worked with who's actually done like a pre-launch type of thing and actually attracted individuals who would be interested in working with you once you go live today. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to now contact those individuals and you're going to want to send them to your application page so they can do the sign-up process, basically exactly what you did yourself yesterday. So the sign-up page, as you know, is this Become a Rep page here. There's links all over the site to that. You can click here to apply to claim your £50 voucher, and then they can go through the sign-up process exactly like you did basically yesterday. Now, how do you accept applicants? Now, I'm pretty sure you did accept yourself yesterday, so you kind of know how to do that, but I just want to go through it again with the application that I made, and that's why I made that test application, is so that I can show you on this video when we launch your store exactly the process for doing that. So if I go to the collabs section, as you know, when people apply for your program, you get an email from Shopify Collabs, right? So basically, rule of thumb is the faster that you approve these people, this is what we see, right, in the metrics. The faster you approve, the more likely they are to go and place that gifted order straight away. Okay, so if you leave the application sitting there for a while, it's possible they can lose interest and they can just be like, I'll leave it till next week. Do you know what I mean? Whatever, right? You know, so it is better to get on top of these applications ASAP, as soon as you can. So you can see here, if you go to the main collab screen, you're going to see this review application thing when you've got applicants waiting to be approved. If we click on review application, you can see my application that I made yesterday. Now, obviously, because I'm such a amazing influencer, we're going to approve my application, right? So what we need to do here is, oh, at least got my age right. Right, what we need to do is we need to click make offer, okay? But before we do that, we want to copy this link here, right? So this is the commissionable link that they will share in their bios and in their stories when they post content with your products. They're going to share this link with their audience, and that link is basically going to be a commissionable link for them. You know that they get 30% commission by using that link. But what we allow them to do, Collabs defaults to their social handle as the default collab link. But what we allow them to do during the application process is choose a personalized link, because sometimes people have very weird social handles with underscores and things, which are not ideal links, right? So a lot of the time people will actually choose something which is different to their social handle, and you need to make sure that you're applying that to this offer. So what you want to do here is just copy this handle. I don't know why I copied it like 4 times. Click on make offer, and over here on the right hand side click edit, and this is where you can paste that in. You can see otherwise it would have given me just Jason Morgan as my link, and then what I would do is I would end up going off sharing the one that I thought I put in, and I'd be sharing the wrong link. So you need to check in their application on the previous screen here. Okay, you need to check what that is, copy that. I always copy it, make offer, click edit, just paste that in there, and then just click back. Now you need to add their benefits to the offer. Okay, you don't need to change any of the templates that are already pre-written for you. Okay, we've written all custom templates for your store. None of these templates are copied from anyone else's store. This is completely unique to your store. So the program, it's always brand rep. Really important you put them on the brand rep program, okay? Otherwise they will not be on the right program to get the benefits of what this program is going to give them. So put them on the brand rep program, and when you're selecting gift, when you always select the welcome gift voucher. I mean, the way to know this is if you look on the top left, you've got create welcome offer, and on the gift selection you've got welcome gift voucher. So it's a welcome offer, so they get the welcome voucher. Now the reason why I'm telling you this is because I've had people come on board, and when they've been with us for a couple of months, what you will start to see in this gift selection, this drop down box for gift selection, you're going to see monthly vouchers in there as well. Like you're going to see a £50 August voucher in there, you're going to see a £50 September voucher in there, right? What's really important is that you don't go and issue the monthly vouchers to these individuals who you're creating a welcome voucher for. It's always the welcome gift and not the monthly voucher, okay? Because if you issue the wrong voucher, they may not be able to spend it because they might not qualify for it, okay? So that is really important. So always, when you're creating a welcome offer, you always send the welcome gift, and this also applies to invites, which I'll cover in just a second. So we're going to go welcome gift voucher, and then we're just going to hit send offer, right? And that basically accepts them into your program. They'll get a notification with Shopify Collabs just like you did. They get the welcome email. The welcome email tells them exactly where to go, how to get the voucher code, and then they can go off on your website and they can start ordering straight away, put their voucher in at the checkout, and then it basically discounts that by £50. Every single product is included in that voucher. There is no exclusions at all, and they just pay the gifted delivery. I don't know whether you've tested yours out or not, but basically that's how it works. Now, right, how to find people within the Collabs app and how to actually send them invites. That's what we're going to look at next. So in the Shopify Collabs app, okay, now you said you did have a look, so you probably do know this. There's a recruiting screen, okay? In the recruiting screen, this is where you basically find everyone on Collabs. This is everyone who's signed up for Collabs. So these are essentially what we call warm leads, people who are actively looking for collaborations with brands, right? So in all fairness, compared to DMs, these are easy, but you're limited by Shopify. You only get 100 of these to send per week, okay? And when you're trying to grow and you're trying to scale your store, 100 invites isn't enough, because the response rate that you're going to get is going to be like 5 to 6%, 10% if you're lucky, and then that rate is going to get even lower from people who actually respond, who actually go on to actually order. So yeah, 100 per week is not enough. Ideally, you really want to get to the point where you're doing something like 100 per day, okay? So, and that's where the DM side of things come in. Now, inside of the Collabs app and the recruiting screen, to use up your 100 invites per week, and you absolutely should, because these are probably the easiest collabs for you to get, you should use some of these filters, okay? Now, obviously you can filter by social account. I usually don't recommend that you do that. There's really no need to, but it is important to filter by location, okay? So what I would do in the beginning is definitely filter by United Kingdom, okay? That's important because even though we do ship internationally and you can work with people overseas, in the beginning, you're really going to want to be focusing on people in the UK because you're basically just going to get the best response rate because of the delivery charges, okay? So delivery is, you're talking like £8.50 to Germany. It's really not that bad. They're paying gifted delivery in the UK is £5 anyway, so £8.50. You can get collaborations, but you're definitely going to get the best results. You're trying to scale your store at this point, right? So you're going to want to work with the primary market, and the primary market is the UK. So another filter you can add is audience size. Now, what I don't recommend you do is reach out to people who are basically too large, okay? And this is where the audience size comes in. Now, when I do these launches with people, I tend to always say to them, right, in the beginning, if you've got 0 following on social media, I basically say to them, to get the best results, you're going to want to follow people with less than 50. You're going to want to work with people with less than 15,000 followers. Now, this is not a hard rule, but basically, as you grow your own social media, the size of the people that you want to work with is ideally between 10 and 100 times your own social media following. So, that's pretty easy to work out, right? So, if you've got like 500 followers, then your target collaborator is between 5,000 and 50,000 followers. And the reason why we've come up with this figure is because this figure is where this is the range in which you're most suited for collaborations, in terms of that when they look at you, and they always do, and they look at your size, somebody with up to 50,000 followers would still be wanting to work with you even though you've only got 500 followers, okay? So between 10 and 500. So it scales, the type of people you can reach out to scales as you grow, okay? As your audience size grows, it scales. Now again, it's not a hard rule, and you can definitely and absolutely experiment with this as much as you like. But if you did want to reach out to people between a certain range, it is just a case of just putting 1,000 to say 20,000, and the filter automatically applies, okay? Now, a little trick here, when you are reaching out to people through the Shopify collabs, a good trick which hugely increases the response rate, okay, like double, is that you pull up their social media profile and you follow them before you invite them, okay? Now, this does also apply to DMs as well, but you have to be careful because you have follow restrictions on the social platforms as well. You can't just go and follow like 100 people per day from day one. Now, certainly in the future, you can get away with that, obviously, as your account grows. But in the beginning, obviously, they've all sorts of restrictions, on the number of DMs you can send, the number of people you can follow. You don't want to get your account restricted. Now, I'm pretty sure you're already aware of this, right? But one thing that is going to improve your response rate in both the Shopify collabs invites and the DMs is if you follow these individuals first, okay? So the easiest way to do this is you can actually pull up their social profiles. Each one of these links directly to their profile. So you can just open that up in a new tab. And if you're logged in, you can just follow them straight away, okay? Very, very easy. The reason why you would want to follow them straight away, and the reason why we think it increases the collaboration rates, is because people actively check and keep an eye on the notifications they get when so-and-so follows you, even when people get big. Because you're working with sort of small influencers in the beginning, I can guarantee you those people are definitely checking this information. They're looking at the notifications. They're not so big to the point where they just basically just delete all their notifications every day. So if you follow them, right, and then you send them an invite, you kind of like warm them up a little bit, right? They know who you are. It hasn't come completely cold, okay? So by the time you send them the invite, they may have even had a look at your social media, which is why what I mentioned earlier on about why you need to post content to your social media grid every single day, because that is where they're going to go first. They won't go to your website. They go to your social media profile. That grid is going to sell them on whether they want to collab with you or not. All right, it's really important for that grid to be full of stuff that makes you basically look legit, tells them exactly the type of products you sell, and that's going to make or break the collaboration. Okay, it's that grid every single time. So you start off with product images, and then in time, as your reps start creating content with you, you repost that, and the reels that they create, you download and you post their reels to your grid in replace of the daily product images that you'd be posting. In the beginning, you can only post product images because that's all you've got. But in time, as your reps start generating content for you, most of that content is going to be reels. And then you want to basically use that reel content, because that is essentially what gets way more engagement. Reels get way more engagement than images. So you then want to fill up your grid with reels every day. Okay, so, and that just makes it a loop of, it just sort of improves itself, because you go from posting product images to posting reels, which basically get more likes and engagement, helps you grow your own social media, and basically just makes the collaboration rate increase even more. So if you want to invite any of these individuals, what I recommend doing is opening up the individual in a new tab. Okay, and the reason why you open that up in a new tab is so that when you get to the invite screen here, if you just click on them directly from this screen and then you click back, you lose all of your filters, okay, which is obviously a bit of a pain in the ass. It's obviously a collabs thing they haven't thought of, right? So always open them up in a new tab, okay, because that makes your life easier. And then what you want to do is, you can see some stats and what have you. You want to invite the creator, okay? Now, there's no need for you to be very specific about the type of people that you're inviting. However, what you can do is you can search by keywords. Now, this is pretty much the same as searching by hashtags, okay, on TikTok, Instagram, any platform, to find people who are going to be interested in the type of products you sell. Now, we did discuss this, about a week ago, I think, about the type of keywords that you would use. That basically needs to relate to the type of products you sell. Okay, so you can see you're a home decor brand. You know, but you can just use ChatGPT or any AI model to just come up with a ton of keywords that you can use in this setting to find and filter the type of creators you want to work with. Okay, so yeah, just pop your keywords in. That's going to really help you filter things out. Like, for example, if I was putting like new home, something like that, that's going to filter out a load of people for me. Okay, and then you can pick and choose. Now, what I can tell you, predominantly your brand reps are going to be female. Like, it is literally 99% female, 1% male, right? So without being sexist or anything like that, just invite women, right? Basically, because the brand speaks, it's a home decor brand, the type of products we sell, it just, 95% of our customers are women. Just target women with this program, okay? So, back to the invite screen. So if I want to invite this individual now, I would just click on, let me go back in. Say I want to invite this lady here, this Sarah Walsh, right? So I want to pull up her collabs profile like this, and then I want to invite creator. Now, really important to do here is select program. Always choose brand rep, okay? You must remember to do this stuff I'm doing now. So add to offer, and then add gift, always the welcome gift, okay? Now, again, in the future, as the months go by, you will start seeing an August gift in here, September gift, October gift, November gift. But you must remember, because you're inviting people, you're inviting them to join your program, which means you need to give them the welcome gift all the time. I'm sorry if that sounds like I'm, saying it in a way for dummies, but honestly, the problems I've come across with people doing two issues here. Sending invites without attaching gifts is a big one, which means that you've basically sent an invite with no voucher, and then that just pretty much kills the collaboration because you've made a mistake right from the beginning. So don't forget to attach the gift. And the second issue is that people send in the monthly voucher instead of the welcome voucher, and then that causes a problem, which again, all of this, you're causing friction. Any friction reduces the rate of collaboration, okay? Need to make it as easy as possible for people. So we're going to add that to offer. So you want the program and the gift added to every single invite. You can see we've basically used 1 out of 100. You don't need to change any of this. We've pre-written this for you. All that you need to do, you can literally just stay at the top of the page. You just add the program, add the gift, press send invite. Now I'm not going to do that now because I'm not particularly going to be, I don't want to invite this individual for you. But as you can see, 1 out of 100. Use up your 100 allowance, okay? Make sure you follow this person before you do that, okay? And then if you look at it this way, you can follow, right in the beginning, you could easily follow like 15 people per day. If you do 15 invites through Shopify Collabs per day, then that's going to be basically like 95 a week. So that's going to get you pretty much to your 100 per week, okay? And then when it renews next week, you can just repeat that and do it again. So, right. How to do, sorry, I've just got a list here, so I'm going through my list. This is my checklist. Right, next thing is to, this is just a reminder really, is don't forget to, if you haven't already, let me just pull this in, make sure you can see this. Don't forget to basically read this bit, okay? This strategy bit. And the reason why I say read this if you haven't read this before is because, and the reason why I basically tell everyone to read this is that this is how we do exactly what we do with this program, okay? So it's really important for you to know the method and strategy that we use to enable the growth of your brand rep team, which is going to enable the growth of your store, okay? It is done entirely with your brand rep team, and that is what makes it organic, okay? So this strategy is important for you to know and understand, basically, and if you've got any questions on it whatsoever, just, by all means, just throw them my way, right? So yeah, I just wanted to pop that in there as a reminder. The how to your first 10K with Shopify, just so you know exactly the strategy that we're using to grow your store, okay, and to do it through brand ambassadors. So yeah, in terms of inside the store itself, there's nothing that you really need to do inside the store, okay? So we basically keep on top of everything, right? We do everything. We will process all your orders, we'll generate all your shipping labels, we'll keep your store up to date. Obviously we've got live catalog sync anyway. Yeah, we'll do all of your email marketing. Basically, we take care of that. Basically, customer service we can even take care of directly inside because we can email customers directly from your store. Yeah, there is basically nothing inside your store that you need to worry about. And the reason why we do this is so that we can allow you to focus 100% on the thing that's going to move your store forward, and that thing is going to be the collaborator outreach, okay? So yeah, that's you, hit me up on Slack. As well. Sorry mate, I'm recording a video for you, but you've just messaged me on Slack while I'm doing it. Be finished in 5. I'll upload it here. Right, cool. So yeah, that's just me replying to you a while back. That's kind of weird, right? Because I'm actually recording. Yeah, nothing you need to do, mate, inside the store. Okay, you can basically just leave everything to us. Any problems with your brand reps? Any questions from them? If it's an obvious one and you feel confident replying, go for it. The reason why I say to people is that any questions received from anyone about anything, in the beginning you might want to forward those questions over to me here before you reply, just so that you're saying the right things and giving the right information, okay? There are lots of questions that you can get, lots of little niggly issues that can arise, basically, and it's important that we basically deal with everything the right way. And we've dealt with this so many times now that we have everything pretty much templated. So pretty much no matter what type of message that you get from your reps or people that you're reaching out to, for example, I'll give you an example, right? So obviously we do this with a number of brands. We launch a new store probably every, I think you're the third store we've launched this year. So, we launch stores not regularly, but, every couple of months. What happens is that, you're all on Instagram, you're all on Shopify collabs, and you're sending invites to people, and every now and then you get this invite crossover, right? Where basically you might send an invite to somebody who's been invited by one of the other brands that we've launched, and what can happen is they can go, oh, well, that invite looks very similar to an invite I got. Do you see what I mean? And they can check your store out, check their store out if they remember, and they can look at the stores and go, oh, this is weird. Both stores selling the same products, and they can basically get a bit confused by that and a bit concerned, if you like, sometimes. And we basically have templates to deal with that, right? Which basically just explains the entire thing. So if that happens, send that over to me so I can look at it and I can basically just, give you the right response, tell you exactly how to deal with that. So there are little issues, niggly issues that can happen, things like that, right? I just want to make you aware of that, just so that I am here to help you deal with basically every single issue that comes up, because I do want you focusing basically 100% of your effort on this collab outreach, okay? Because I can honestly tell you, mate, it is the number one thing that you can do every single day to push the needle forward and get your store off the ground, mate, okay? Now, don't forget, I will be here, okay? This is not a handoff or a, sort of ta-ra, see you later. Not at all, mate. So I'm going to be here every single day inside of Slack. You're going to get regular updates at least 3 times a week. These are full updates with basically we look at how the store's doing. I do that 3 times a week, basically with everyone. In the first month, basically, that you get 2 times a week, and then when we add the third marketing email in, basically we then start doing it 3 times a week. So it's like you get updates usually on a Sunday, usually on a Wednesday, usually on a Friday. Sometimes there is some alternation, might be a little bit day later, it depends how busy we are. So that can affect those updates sometimes. But yeah, I just want you to know that I will be here basically 24/7 inside of Slack to guide you through this entire process. And you can reach out to me. As you know, you've already been doing it anyway. The reason why we have this Slack is so that, basically the individuals that we work with can get access to me, 7 days a week, pretty much 24/7. The only time you can contact me is when I'm sleeping. But even then you can send me a message and I'll pick it up in the morning, right? So I just want you to know, mate, that the support is there for you every single day. All you need to do is reach out. Any questions, any queries, let me know, mate. Right, so I'm going to wrap this video up now. Hopefully, we'll see when your first order comes in. Hopefully it won't be too long. Might even be this evening. A lot of people shopping this evening. Right, it might be this evening. If not, don't fret about that at all, mate. Literally, I've seen stores basically take like a week to get their first sale. Don't fret about it. It compounds over time. It will grow. You just need to follow the strategy, mate, okay? Right, I'm going to wrap this video up now, mate. And, basically. And pretty much call it a day. Well, actually, no, I've actually got about another hour in the office. Anyway, mate, I'll leave it there now, and I'll send this video over to you on Slack right now. All right, cheers, bud. Thanks again.